Bournemouth 3, Liverpool 2. Another opportunity wasted by Arne Slott's team. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Aman Chima, and here I am to review the game played between Bournemouth and Liverpool at the Vitality Stadium. And honestly, I am at a loss of words right now. Let's start with the playing 11. We were sort of expecting the same set of players to be involved to those who were involved against Marseille. And yes, that meant that apart from the long term injuries, it was going to be Federico Chiesa who would be missing out on the game. It would be Ibrahima Konate due to his personal situation missing out on the game. And other than that, I think everybody was available. And in terms of the starting lineup, I was expecting a change in the midfield. However, Arne Slot thought differently. So in goal, it was Allison. In the back four, it was Jeremy Frimpong, Joe Gomez, who, again, we'll talk about him too. Virgil van Dijk, Milos Kerkez, who had a not so favorable return to the Vitality Stadium. In the midfield, it was the same midfield that came onto the pitch against Marseille. That meant Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberg, Dominic Soboslai, Florian Wirtz, and it was Mohamed Salah. And instead of Hugo Ekitike, it was Cody Gakpo, which I thought was quite interesting because, again, looking back at the Marseille game, you knew that Salah was operating in that right forward role. And if Ekitike was sort of complimenting him on the other side, then it would have been making sense to start Cody Gakpo and allow Hugo Ekitike to maybe start on the bench and not exert himself too much because, mind you, it was just a 2-day window for us to recover from a European night away and sort of be ready for this game. It was definitely going to be something that Arne Slot needed to keep in mind. And when the game starts, the fact that we were coming off after a solid performance, I was expecting another strong start, and that is what we got from Liverpool because Bournemouth, knowing very well how thin they are in terms of their own resources because their big players are injured or unavailable. And, like, we don't have to mention again the fact that Semenyo got his transfer to Manchester City. We knew that they would be up for the game. And if we can start controlling the game, if we can start making count of the opportunities that we might get, then definitely it would have been a much better watch than it came out to be. So, as I said, the first half of the first half, I quite liked it because we were knocking the ball around, and yes, there were rainy conditions, windy conditions that we had to take care of. And I thought we, after the first 15-20 minutes, started to gel in together. But, like, in a span of what, 7 minutes, Bournemouth go boom, boom. And instead of conceding one, we end up conceding 2 goals. The first one, again, a long ball in behind the defense. Virgil van Dijk sort of not only has to tackle the ball, the player, but he has to tackle the conditions also. And he makes a mess out of it. And with a cutback, we see Evan Nilsson scoring. And not only we conceded that goal at that moment, there was a collision between Allison and Joe Gomez, which left us down to 10 men. And even that was a very sloppy 7 or 10 minutes because not only, as I said, conceded that attack or conceded that goal where we were looking in the ascendancy, but the fact that Joe Gomez had to go out for his injury, and when it was decided that okay, he might not be able to come back, then instead of throwing the ball outside, we continue playing, which was still fine because we had the ball, and then Bournemouth are able to get the ball back. They sort of like again get the ball in behind the defense with like what 2 or 3 passes, and we end up conceding without being at our full strength. That was the most frustrating part because these are the moments where if you're playing a team like Bournemouth who have their own set of challenges coming up in this game, they would be loving the chance to get at us and create these opportunities. And the only thing that we had to do was to make sure that we stay switched on, we stay concentrated because they won't be sort of attacking us constantly. There won't be such a phase in the game where they would be having the ball or commanding the ball or like, making sure that we are under pressure. It was just these moments that we had to take care of. And that's what we didn't do. So, like, I mean, as I said, the first 25 minutes or so, we were controlling, and then suddenly we find ourselves 2-0 down. Although, right before halftime, we see Virgil van Dijk get one goal back for us. And even till that point of time, we had so much of ball possession, but we did not make any use of it, any concrete use of it. And even when we got those corners, you could see that same pattern of like taking that long corner where like it was very easy for Petrovic, the Bournemouth keeper, to come in and collect the ball, which I thought even at that point of time was not the strategy. It was just to make sure that when we do find another corner, which like that's how it played out, to catch them off guard, to take it towards the near post, that would be our ploy. So that is what happened. Dominic Soboslai, who was taking the corner, puts in that near post area. Virgil van Dijk leaves his marker, gets towards the ball, and heads it in. So 2-1 halftime, which I thought was okay, you know what? This is not the end of the world. We can still salvage something out of this game. By that time, we had already lost Joe Gomez, which meant that as of now, we only have one center back fit and available for us. And I don't know whether we do decide to go and buy someone in the market. So Wataru Endo comes on, replacing Joe Gomez, and at the halftime we see Milos Kerkez go off and Andy Robertson come on. And in the second half, it's the same story all over again. मतलब हमारे पास ball रहती है, we keep on controlling it, we keep on making sure that there is no situation in which Bournemouth can sort of counter at us or like have a dangerous situation. Then because for them at that point of time, अगर वो तीसरा goal कर देते, then easily the game would have been done and dusted there. So that was the first tick mark that we got starting the second half. And फिर भी वहां पे like कुछ ऐसी बाइट ही नहीं है हमारे अटैक में जहाँ पे like there is this one extra person either from the midfield or from the opposite side who sorts of pushes the play forward. मतलब ऐसा लग रहा था कि भाई अगर होगा तो समथिंग रैंडम ही होगा. एंड that just adds to the frustration. First of all, the manner in which we conceded those two goals, and the fact that like इतने देर बावजूद भी we are not able to create a golden opportunity. But then somehow we get a free kick, and like जैसे लिखा हुआ है कि भाई अगर फ्री किक मिलेगी डोमिनिक सोबोस्लाई ने आना है और उसके गोल करना ही है. And that's what happened. Salah just taps it away, provides a better angle for him, and what a free kick that was. Like उस टाइम पे तो लगा like what, okay, it's 2-2, like still 10 minutes plus injury time to go. यहाँ से अगर हम जीत गए, like of course it would be like papering all the cracks that we've seen in this game, but short term के लिए it would be the much needed victory in the Premier League, because जैसे Premier League हम लोग खेलने शुरू करते हैं पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है. एंड देन वहाँ पे फिर 90 मिनट्स के बाद 4 मिनट ऐड ऑन होते हैं, विच इज अगेन बैफलिंग बिकॉज सब्स्टिट्यूशंस हुई हैं. तो एक दो बार VAR ने भी इंटरवीन किया है एंड जस्ट 4 मिनट्स आर बीइंग एडेड. बट ठीक है, इट इज व्हाट इट इज. वहाँ पे जहाँ पे आपने इतनी मुश्किल से 2-0 डाउन होके 2-2 किया है, एंड जब आपको लग रहा है कि भाई बस ये लास्ट के 1-2 मिनट हमने देखने हैं, वहाँ पे वी गिव अ थ्रो अवे. वहाँ पे देन दे ट्राई, ऑफ कोर्स एक ही टैक्टिक था कि भाई जैसे मर्जी करके बॉक्स में बॉल ले आओ एंड देन देखते वहाँ से क्या होता है. एंड देन दे गॉट द बेस्ट रिजल्ट पॉसिबल. थ्रो इन होती है, द बॉल पिन बॉल्स अराउंड एंड वी आर अनएबल टू क्लियर आवर लाइंस, एंड दे आई डोंट नो हाउ find that winner, and then that's how we lose the game. I mean, it was quite a feeling जो कि सीजन में बहुत पहले आई थी, लाइक द गेम अगेंस्ट चेल्सी, आई रिमेंबर द गेम अगेंस्ट क्रिस्टल पैलेस, आई रिमेंबर जहाँ पे लास्ट मिनट में जाके देख we conceded that winner after having fought out so hard during the game, and just because in such moments हम लोग कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाए, we end up conceding. So have nothing else to say, just the fact that we cannot be wasting such opportunities. It is getting to such a stage जहाँ पे it feels as if like we're just running through the motions. And if you are playing for a club like Liverpool, that is completely not acceptable. So the next game against Karabakh is in the Champions League, and I'm sure like just because competition different hai, we'll be up for it. But yeah, it's really difficult to think about this game in any positive way. If I have to really try, the only positive thing that I'll say is that, to end such an unconvincing, unimpressive 13-game unbeaten streak, It had to end some way, and I'll be happy if it ended in this way so that we can start getting on a winning streak, which, mind you, as of now is not looking likely. And that is what really depresses me. So, you let me know what you thought about the game, and let me know where you think Liverpool would go on from here in this season, especially in the Premier League. Because, yes, in the FA Cup, we have a home game in the next round. In the Champions League, we are almost certain of a top eight finish, but in the Premier League, it is not looking positive. So this is how I felt during the game. You let me know your comments in that comment section below. Let me know how you thought about it. And if you've liked this video, let me know by liking this video and also subscribing to my channel, The Marching Reds. I'll see you very shortly in the next one. Till then, take care.